Hey guys, I'm back on YouTube. So that didn't last long. But like I said in that video, I said don't hold me to anything like this because my soul is ever changing. Yeah, I've been thinking about how I wanna make content regarding mental health from now on and maybe not really focus on music. All for the purpose of kind of working up to releasing my book and giving some more backstory on my story because it's quite profound. Especially the way when I look back, each pivotal moment in the story, from getting from there to here, they all didn't make sense at the time, but now that I look back, they make sense as being part of some perceived whole. There was one time at Flynn Ward in Traralgon where there was this fat bird and it would always eat apples, and we'd feed it apples, and I'd be like psychotic. And the first time I saw this little bird, it was about this big. The first time I saw this little bird that was really fat, I thought somehow I'd been feeding this bird the apple, and like my whole life was looping over and over again, and I was the reason why it was fat in the first place, is because I started feeding the bird the apple. There was another time where there was like this sensory room in Flynn Ward at the time. I don't know if it's still there because I haven't been to Flynn Ward in 2 years. I've been mentally healthy for almost 3 years. Or 2 years. 3 years. Almost. The sensory room I thought was like my podcast room, and I was going to interview nurses and patients the same and put them on my YouTube channel. There were times at said Flynn Ward, I almost called it a festival, but it kind of was kind of a festival, except all the people there were people that weren't all there in their head. There were times when I was beaten up. There was a time where I was restrained, but I went along with treatment a lot, and I went along with treatment quite continuously. I always kind of listened. I wasn't like most of the people there. I didn't like not take it seriously. Like as soon as I was like medicated, I kind of saw it as being a good thing, and I decided, yeah, I'm gonna get help. But that didn't stop it from being the hardest thing in the world, like going through the mental health system. Like I was gaslit by professionals so much. They made, well, I don't blame it entirely on them. I blame it on a lot of people around me as well, like narcissists and stuff like that. I was thrown around a lot, and throughout these 10 years, and it turned me from being like a fun-loving, feminine, beautiful soul into someone who was like hardened, introverted, and like not angry. I've never really been that angry. I used to be angry when I was younger. I used to self-medicate with drugs. But I was hardened and like unavailable, unemotional. I'm starting to get that back, and it feels really good. I got to give it some time, but I believe that I'm going to be fine. The reason I said I was going to delete my YouTube channel, I mean, not delete it, just stop making content, the reason I made that video in the first place is because I was just having a moment of giving up, and like I'm not seeing the fruit of my labor. But I believe that like now that the fruit of my labor will appear, the more I put in while there's nothing happening. So here I am, guys, your friend Cale Anderson. See you later.